When humans domesticate species such as food crops, they create evolutionary pressure by breeding for traits like bigger fruit size. This selection creates new populations with different DNA than their ancestors. What happens to genes after these populations expand to new regions, though, isn't clear. Focusing on maize, which was originally domesticated in Mexico, researchers at Iowa State University and UC Davis are investigating how the history of a domesticated species is chronicled in its DNA. The team used DNA sequencing to compare gene patterns between domesticated maize from across North and South America and teosinte, the wild ancestor of maize. The data showed a clear split between the wild and domesticated populations starting about 75,000 years ago. This became more pronounced around 10,000 years ago at the time of domestication. Although the range of domesticated maize expanded shortly thereafter, only a handful of plants were used to seed each new region. This selective sampling progressively reduced the diversity of the maize gene pool, which could have made it difficult for new generations to adapt to changing environmental conditions. Compared to teosinte, domesticated maize also carries more copies of mutations that lower the plant's ability to survive and reproduce. In large populations, these potentially harmful mutations can be effectively removed by natural selection. But both the domestication of maize and its spread across the Americas reduced its population size, making natural selection less efficient. Because teosinte has fewer harmful mutations than maize, gene flow between wild and domesticated plants as maize spread seems to have lowered the number of harmful mutations in the maize genome. The researchers found evidence of such gene flow in many of their samples. These results suggest that genetic exchange may have helped maize flourish in particular habitats, such as at high altitudes in central Mexico. Although this work focused on only one species, identifying the genetic traces that help explain how domesticated maize came to thrive could help researchers predict how other populations might adapt when facing similar circumstances.